Using a budgeting app to get out of debt works exactly like trying to quit junk food by downloading a calorie counting app. You open it every day, you log everything, you feel productive, but somehow the weight never comes off. Because the phone itself is the problem. Once you see it this way, you cannot unsee it. I downloaded 7 budgeting apps in 2 years. Mint, Copilot, Honeydew. Every single one felt like progress. Every single one made me spend more. Not because I'm bad with money, but because every notification, every colorful spending graph, every great job this week badge was keeping me comfortable inside a problem I should have been terrified of. Then one Tuesday in March 2022, I was sitting at my kitchen table with $22,347 in debt across 3 credit cards and a personal loan. I closed every app. I drove to Dollar General. I spent $5.89 on a black and white composition notebook. 14 months later, I was debt-free. This is exactly how I did it, and why the notebook worked when nothing else did. Here is what every personal finance influencer, every bank, and every tech startup wants you to believe. The reason you are in debt is because you lack the right tool. You just need a better system, a smarter dashboard, an AI that categorizes your Starbucks orders automatically. The message is everywhere. Download this app, connect your accounts, let the algorithm show you where your money is going, and then, magically, you will stop overspending. The myth sounds completely reasonable. It sounds like progress. It sounds like the responsible adult thing to do. Get organized, get digital, get on top of it. Millions of people believe this so deeply that the budgeting app industry is now worth over $4 billion. $4 billion. And yet, consumer credit card debt in America just hit an all-time record of over $1 trillion. Something is not adding up. If the tools were working, the debt would be going down. It is not. So either the tools are wrong, or we have been sold a very expensive lie about what debt freedom actually requires. Look, believing in the app is not stupid. It makes complete sense. We live in a world where technology solves everything. Your phone navigates your car. Your watch monitors your heart. Your fridge can order groceries. So why would money be any different? There is also a deeper psychological reason you reach for the app. When you are drowning in debt, the shame is unbearable. I remember lying awake at 2 a.m. doing math in my head, adding up balances, calculating minimum payments, feeling that tight, hollow feeling in your chest that does not go away. The app gives you relief from that shame without requiring you to actually feel it. You open the app. You see your numbers organized neatly in categories. Blue for food, red for debt, green for savings. It looks manageable. It looks like someone else is handling it. That visual order tricks your brain into thinking the problem is under control. Psychologists call this substitution. You replace the difficult action, actually confronting your debt and making painful cuts, with an easier action that feels similar. Opening an app feels like budgeting, but it is not budgeting, it is just watching. But here is where the story starts to fall apart. If apps were solving debt problems, YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget and costs $99 a year, would have testimonials of millions of people becoming debt-free. And some people do. I am not saying apps are useless. What I am saying is that for someone actively drowning in debt, there is a specific phase where the app actively hurts you. Here's the crack. Every major budgeting app is built on one core design philosophy: keep you engaged. That means notifications. That means gamification. That means spending time inside the app. And time inside the app means time on your phone. And time on your phone in 2024 means you are never more than one swipe away from Amazon, DoorDash, or a Facebook ad for something you suddenly need. I tracked this in my own notebook. In the 3 months before I quit apps, my average impulse purchase was $34. In the 3 months after I switched to the notebook, no apps, phone off during budget sessions, my average impulse purchase dropped to $6. Same income, same bills, completely different result. The phone was the leak in the bucket. This is not just my experience. A 2022 study from the University of Scranton found that people who write down goals by hand are 42% more likely to achieve them than people who type the same goals digitally. A separate study published in Psychological Science showed that handwriting activates deeper encoding in the brain, meaning when you write your debt balance by hand, your brain processes it as more real, more urgent, more emotionally significant than when you see it on a screen. Think about what that means for your debt. Every time I wrote that $22,347 number in my notebook, my hand had to physically form every digit. I could not scroll past it. I could not minimize it. I had to sit with it. That discomfort was not a bug. That discomfort was the entire point. There is also the friction factor. Opening an app is zero effort. Pulling out a notebook, uncapping a pen, and writing requires a physical ritual. That ritual creates a psychological boundary between your regular life and your money decisions. It signals to your brain, this is serious. This is not a game. This is my actual life. And your brain responds differently. It focuses differently. It decides differently. So here is the real explanation for why the notebook worked when 7 apps failed. Debt is not an information problem. If it were, everyone who used Mint would be debt-free. Debt is an emotional problem. It is fueled by shame, avoidance, and the need for immediate comfort. And a composition notebook forces you to do the one thing you have been avoiding. Feel the weight of your situation without any digital buffer between you and reality. Here is exactly how my notebook system worked. Every Sunday at 7 p.m., I sat at my kitchen table with no phone in the room. I wrote the date at the top of a fresh page. I wrote every single debt balance, every single one. I wrote my total income for the coming week. I wrote every single bill due. I wrote what was left. And then I decided, on paper, in ink, what that money was going to do before it moved. There was no algorithm making suggestions, no app telling me I spent too much on dining out last Tuesday, just me, my numbers, and the truth. I called it my Sunday reckoning. That name was intentional. It was not a budget meeting. It was a reckoning. Because until you reckon with your debt, actually sit with the shame and discomfort of it, you will keep organizing it instead of eliminating it. Now here is what this means for you specifically. If you are sitting right now with debt that feels impossible, whether it is $3,000 or $30,000, the solution is not a better app. The solution is a higher quality relationship with your actual numbers. And that relationship starts on paper. I want to be clear about one thing. I am not anti-technology forever. Once I paid off that last $22,347 in September 2023, I actually did start using a budgeting app. Because once you are debt-free, a good app becomes an incredibly powerful wealth-building tool. I personally explored both YNAB and Every Dollar at that stage. YNAB is excellent if you want a serious zero-based budgeting system with strong community support. There is a link in the description if you want to check it out once you have your debt cleared. Every Dollar is a great option if you prefer something more straightforward and connected to Dave Ramsey's envelope-style approach. That link is down there too. But I want to be direct with you. If you still have debt, do not spend money on a budgeting app right now. Spend $6 on a notebook. Pay off your debt first. Then upgrade your tools. Use technology to grow wealth, not to manage a crisis. The notebook is your emergency tool. It is blunt. It is honest. It does not have a dark mode. And that is exactly why it works. Here is your one action step for today. Just one. Not a list, not a plan. One thing. Tonight, not tomorrow, tonight, find a piece of paper. Any paper. The back of a receipt. A legal pad. A school notebook your kid left in the car. I do not care. Write down every single debt you have, every balance, every interest rate, every minimum payment, and write the total at the bottom. Circle it. Sit with it for 60 seconds. Do not look at your phone. Do not check social media. Just sit with that number for 60 seconds and let yourself feel what you feel. That 60 seconds of discomfort is the beginning of your freedom. Because the moment you stop running from the number and start looking directly at it, it loses its power over you. You become the one in control, not the debt. Then go buy the notebook, literally any notebook. Dollar General, Walmart, Amazon, 5-star, composition, spiral, does not matter. Under $10. That notebook is going to be the most profitable $6 you ever spent. And 14 months from now, you are going to look back at tonight as the night everything changed. I am serious. It happened for me. It can happen for you. If this video helped you see your debt differently, do 2 things right now. First, Hit the subscribe button because every week on this channel, I share real, practical strategies for getting out of debt and building actual financial freedom. No fluff, no get-rich-quick nonsense, just what works. Second, drop in the comments the total debt number you are starting with today. Just the number. You do not have to explain it or justify it. Just put it there, because writing it in a public comment does the same thing the notebook does. It makes it real, it makes it yours, and it makes it something you are ready to face. I read every single comment on this channel, everyone. And I want to see your victory post in 14 months when you come back to tell me it is gone. The links to YNAB and Every Dollar for your post-debt phase are in the description below, along with a free one-page notebook budget template I created that you can print out today and start using tonight. You have everything you need. Go get your notebook. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing constitutes professional advice of any kind.